in the back right. And I'll tell you a little bit about the format for everyone that's new here. A company presents for about 6 minutes, and then we'll throw it over to our expert panel for some questions, and then we'll open it up to you for questions. If you have a question, you can line up over here by the microphone, and you can ask it, and then, yeah. And speaking of expert panel, Davin Gordon is on it today. We'll have him introduce himself.
Good morning everybody. My name is Davin Gordon. I'm the Business Development Officer at AltCap. AltCap is a community development financial institution, and we focus on microloans, new market tax credits, and helping entrepreneurs realize their dreams. So thank you.
Thanks for having us out. Yes, give him a round. We also have a 1 Million Cups app, and so if you can download that, you can provide direct feedback to our presenters, which that's what they're here for, so they greatly appreciate it. And also, we live tweet and live Instagram and stream it live on Facebook, so if you can interact with us there, the presenters will get that feedback too. Without further ado, I will introduce our first presenter with Best Life Bakery, Libby Ferguson.
All right, good morning everyone. Thanks for being here today. Like John said, I'm Libby Ferguson, and I'm going to be introducing you to my new business, Best Life Bakery. So I'll start with a little bit of background information. I am currently going to school to be a registered dietitian, so I'm on the path to complete that degree in the next couple of years with an emphasis in integrative nutrition. And I am what you would call a modern day health freak. I love all things health and wellness, and I'm obsessed with researching the newest superfoods, the newest items on the health market. So I truly love health, wellness, anything diet and exercise. And I combined my love for health and wellness with the hobby that I took on when I was a lot younger with my grandma. As you can see here, she's always had a huge influence on me and introduced me to our old family recipes, taught me how to make pies for Thanksgiving, as well as my Aunt Kate, who's in the audience. She's given me all of the instructions I need to carry on our family recipes. So those two areas of expertise have come together to create Best Life Bakery. It seemed only natural with all of the help that I've had from my friends and family to turn these two interests into something more tangible. So the problem that I see in today's market is, first of all, when you go to the grocery store, you see shelves and shelves of product, and you look at the ingredient lists, and you can hardly read half of them. And partly that's an issue because people can't comprehend half of the ingredients, and they don't have time to read them. Another issue is that on the front of the packaging you see misleading health claims. These health claims say low fat, 100 calories, 0 grams of sugar, but it doesn't entail what's in the ingredient list. So that's kind of the problem that I'm targeting, as well as the fact that there's a huge misconception that everything healthy is green and has leaves. So my solution is I want to offer guilt-free healthy treats to people who truly want to fuel their bodies with good ingredients. I want to provide an outlet for people to improve their lives with every bite, and through that I want to make healthy food taste good and make it something that people can indulge in without feeling like they're taking a step back in their health journey. So really quickly, I'm going to go through my products with you guys. These products, I've got 7 total, and I put a lot of heart and thought into the ingredient combinations and the flavors. First, I have almond flour cookies, beehives, nut and seed squares, paleo bread, paleo crackers, raw vegan dream bars, superfood brownie bombs, and those are the 7. So as you can see, I put a lot of emphasis on taking nice pictures of my products because it looks pretty, but it also tastes good and it's good for you. Next, I've got the big production piece. Along with getting my LLC and my food processor license, I've also teamed up with K-State's Commercial Kitchen in Olathe. It is the Food Innovation Accelerator Kitchen, and it's all approved by the FDA, so I don't have to worry about any safety or anything like that. It's all set up, ready for me to go. It's been really convenient for me to operate through. Next, I've got my packaging. I just wanted to show you guys a couple pictures of this to show you how clean and simplistic I like to keep it. I want that to go in line with my ingredients because I feel like my products are simple, clean, to the point, and that's how I want my packaging and labels to be also. Next is where can you find my products? So right now you can find them on my website, bestlifebakery.com, or at Woodside Health and Tennis Club. My target customers are healthy adults who are conscious of their health and what they're consuming, and anyone who's willing to pay a premium price for quality, top shelf ingredients and products. My product is different because unlike most products that you see that are healthy, mine are free of 7 of the 8 common allergens. These are called the Big 8. The one that they aren't free of is tree nuts because I do use a lot of almonds. All of my products are grain-free, gluten-free, paleo, and refined sugar-free, which those buzzwords right now are not just buzzwords. They play a lot of emphasis in your diet and the way that your body just keeps up with your day-to-day functions and regulates everything. It plays a big role in people's lives. And then also, I have a really short quality ingredient list. So the problems I'm facing right now are mostly due to my lack of retail experience. I definitely could use some help in the area of getting some easier formulas for me to use, as well as like my pricing formulas, everything like that. And also how to capitalize on suitable retailers, so larger retailers that would be appropriate to have my products in. And lastly, now that I've created this sort of buzz about my products and my brand, the problem that I'm facing is just how to continue to grow it and maintain it and make sure I'm following it in the right course of action. Currently, my marketing strategy is I sell online directly to the consumer, as well as through local retailers. And I also utilize my Instagram. That's my main following, and I'd love to grow that even further. And I also participate in multiple pop-up opportunities and health events and health fairs around the Kansas City area. My next steps are to hopefully get into some larger retail markets. Probably having my products in Whole Foods would be like a dream for me. So. And lastly, what can the community do for me? I would just say introductions to large-scale retailers and definitely a financial advisor or mentor that could just guide me through, okay, this is what you've got going on, this is what we need to do and handle to keep up with the pace that you're at, and definitely making it all worth my time and my while. So that's Best Life Bakery in a nutshell. Thank you guys for listening, and feel free to ask me any questions. I'll answer them to the best of my ability.
Let's give Libby a round of applause again. That was a great presentation. So for me, I think the first thing I would like to know as a consumer is what's your price point?
So my price points, currently I make each unit for about 30 cents to 50 cents, and I'd like to have kind of a profit margin of profiting $1 per product. So online on my website, I've got all of the prices per dozen, and then I do have different, more discounted prices, lower for my wholesaling prices to larger retailers.
Okay. Yeah, so I know, because I've worked with a few folks that make some sort of food product, and I think the biggest challenge is keeping your price per unit as low as possible. So how have you been able to do that?
Yeah, for sure. So that's been that was honestly my biggest challenge at first. My mom and I sat down and just researched like crazy where we could find everything in bulk for the lowest price possible. I currently, like, Costco is a huge outlet for me. They've got a ton of great products for low prices. I'm working on getting all of my ingredients to be organic, but those are also higher price points when you go with organic products. So that's definitely something that I'm also here seeking help for, is to find the lowest prices on bulk items so I can get my costs down.
Awesome. I also know that you said your aunt is Kate, so I was
Yeah.
wondering, can you tell us, how KC SourceLink and some of the resource providers have been helpful to you?
Yeah, they've been so helpful. So I don't know if I mentioned this. I'm still in college. I haven't gotten a ton of time to really get out there in the business world. So I don't have a ton of connections, but people like my Aunt Kate and her KC SourceLink connections, she kind of provides me with a map for basically anything. I shoot her a text or an email, and she's like, call this person, talk to this person. So Xander, who works with one of the companies that they work with, helped me a lot off the bat. I sat down with him for 3 hours, and we just talked about everything that this business is going to entail, and then he asked me, so the next question is, do you still want to start your business? And I'm like, well, that's a good question. I'm a little overwhelmed, but it's been awesome, yeah.
What would you say is the biggest lesson you've learned so far?
Right now, I'm learning a lot about balance and balancing my business and my time and my personal life, making sure I still have time to do things I love, along with make my business something that I'm excited to do, which I always am, but if you get a little over your head, then I want it to be something that I love, so I want to keep it at a manageable level.
So to piggyback on that, how do you balance your business, your school, your personal life? Because that's a lot on your plate.
I get a lot of help from my family, my dad, my mom, my aunt. I could give lots of shout outs. There's a lot of people that came just to see me today. They definitely keep me on my feet and help me out wherever they can. Getting a lot of sleep. That's how I balance it.
So you mentioned Costco, Whole Foods, etc. Is your ultimate goal to get into all of the big wholesalers, or would you eventually like to open your own bakery someday?
So this is funny. I actually have a long-term plan. So I want to connect my degree in dietetics with my bakery at some point. I would love to have a little storefront that's 2 stories, and the first story is my bakery, and then you go upstairs, and upstairs it's my office for health coaching. So it would be Best Life Bakery and health coaching. So hopefully I can combine those eventually, because I feel like a lot of people, what they struggle with in their diet is they love to reach for something sweet or something to snack on, and then they do that and they either feel guilty about it or they feel like they're not improving their lives with every bite. So I want them to feel like they can indulge in something. I feel like that would be an important component of health coaching, is giving people an outlet for that.
If you do have questions, if you want to line up over on this side, we can take a few. One thing I wanted to know was, how long have you been selling? When was the first sale?
So I started this June, and my first sale was probably end of June. I want to say. Yeah, I've only been a thing for like 90 days. Like, it hasn't been that long.
It looks like we have a few questions if you guys want to go ahead.
Hi, my name's Tom McCoy, and I've wondered if you could tell us about your production process.
Yeah, so I actually went through a lengthy process of getting my food processor license, which required a lot of research, and then I had to research which commercial kitchens were around, which is something that Casey SourceLink helped me with. I was lucky enough to come across this kitchen in Olathe. K-State's new. It's so beautiful, and they've got a multitude of kitchens. The space that I use is fully equipped for honestly anything you'd want to do relating to the culinary field. So what I do is I just go in with all of my ingredients, and they've got big food processors that I can use, and everything is like very pristinely cleaned. And so I know I can trust the kitchen itself. I don't have to worry about any harm to my products. So I can go in, I can create my products in there, and I can store them there. And the production piece right now, it doesn't require that many utensils or machinery. Really, it's just a big food processor, a mixing bowl, a spoon, an oven. But I do have to do it in a place that is going to back me up through the FDA and is licensed.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Tom.
Hey, Lauren Conway with the Kansas City Startup Foundation. So in your presentation, you talked about kind of the long-term distribution strategy, getting into some pretty large retailers, Whole Foods being the dream. Have you given any thought to shorter-term or stopgap kind of distribution strategies, maybe getting into some mom and pop bakeries, restaurants, things like that?
Yeah, so that's actually what I've been working on majority of the summer is getting into some smaller places just so that I can get my products out there and provide them to the local community, because I feel like keeping local is definitely something I want to do, and supporting local. I do have plans for future partnerships and having my products. I'm looking at about like 4 places right now that I'm directly in contact with. A couple mom and pop coffee shops for sure. What I've been doing lately is just reserving certain days of the week where I bake a bunch of treats and I take samples around to people and just like get my face out there and my name and my brand so that people know who I am and can understand better what I'm about, and then hopefully that spikes their interest.
I'm glad she asked about your short-term plan for things like that, but I am more curious about your long-term plan with being in Whole Foods is a great dream, but there have to be, steps to get you there. Have you kind of looked at what it's going to take as, if I have this amount of product going out per month, then I need to hire someone, or I need my own kitchen, or, what plans have you put in place for knowing when you reach certain milestones that you've got to scale up?
Right, so the scaling plans have definitely been talked about. We're still working on that for sure. I am probably looking to hire someone who can help me out with everything. Right now I'm making everything myself. I'm going to school at JCCC, and I'm only enrolled in 2 classes this semester so that I can have time to do all of this. But like you said, there's not enough hours in the day to make 1,000 products if I need to. So it's just a matter of employing someone who has the same passion that I do, because my biggest fear would be to hand it off to someone and feel like I need to watch their every move. I'd want to be able to comfortably have them help me. But as far as packaging goes and ingredients and pricing, I definitely do feel equipped for a larger scale retailer like that, given that I've done a lot of research, gotten a lot of packaging in bulk, my labels, everything. My products are actually off at a lab right now getting tested for nutrition facts, so that'll be really nice to be able to give that to people as well.
So I was curious, as I look through your website, food photos are kind of food photos, and your photos were really good. But the one thing that I saw that I felt like was missing just a little bit is lifestyle photos. People holding your product who maybe fit your brand. And then the second follow-up to that was, have you thought about brand ambassadors like a Chubby's campaign to get your food out through your Instagram? Your Instagram photos were really great, but there weren't any people in them. So what's your strategy on marketing through that?
That's a really good point. So I actually just met with a good friend of mine, and she recommended to me that through her ideas, I created this idea to send little, boxes of a couple samples to a lot of influential people in the wellness community that I've been really influenced by over the last few years, and just put a little note in there that says, here's some treats for you, Best Life Bakery thinks you're awesome and wants to thank you for giving me the courage to start this up. And the best way you could thank me would be to post my products on your Instagram, give me a shout out, and these are people that have 50, 70K followers, so hopefully that would help get my name out there. But as well as, I do agree, I need some more lifestyle photos of people holding my products, like that one picture of my friend Angel. She was holding the box of treats. I do need to incorporate more of that.
Libby, thank you so much for your presentation. That was awesome, and you were so comfortable and great.
Thank you.
So speaking of food photos, I was kind of hungry when your presentation started. I've been looking at your Instagram, and now I'm very hungry. You seem to be par excellence at Instagram. Can you nerd out a little bit about your process and what you do and how you get all that great stuff out there?
So that's a good question. I actually have, my mom will tell you, in her office at her house, there's this one spot that the light shines in the perfect way against a white background, and I adjust the blinds so that the light hits it in the right way, and I get the pictures. I just use my iPhone, and it's like a great quality. And then I actually use Adobe Lightroom to edit the brightness and the contrast. But for the most part, I try not to edit the pictures too much because I want them to be as real and colorful as possible because if I post a salad, it already has amazing color to it, and that's part of what I want to emphasize. So that's definitely kind of how I post it all out there. As well as right now, I did struggle with, so I started as a food account, and it was called Be What You Eat, and it was just me nerding out on Instagram with different healthy foods that I made. I actually went to KU last year, and I was a Pi Phi, and all of my sorority sisters and friends would come to me and be like, Libby, make me a healthy treat, teach me how to be healthy. And I was like, okay, just go look on my Instagram. So I put it all in one place and put it on my Instagram with my recipes in the comments so that people could go on when they were home and recreate what I made. And then this summer, when it turned into the bakery, I turned that Instagram into my bakery's Instagram along with my lifestyle Instagram. But now I want to combine them. So that's part of what I'm working on. I'm telling everyone to follow at Best Life Baker because I want to just build all my following on that one account. So I've got lifestyle pictures and pictures from my bakery. So.
Just a quick question. You had any soybean-free products?
Any what? Sorry.
Soybean-free products.
Yes, so everything's soybean-free. So the big 8 allergens are, I believe they're established through the FDA. I know, a couple off the top of my head, soybeans, tree nuts, shellfish, fish, eggs, milk, I believe, am I missing one? So my products are free of all but one, and the one is tree nuts because I do use lots of nuts and seeds, but I don't use peanuts, and I don't use any products with soy. And so my ingredients, that's been a huge part for me. I actually just kind of experimented on making my own chocolate. So my raw vegan dream bars that you saw up there, now I make that chocolate. I don't buy just a candy bar to drizzle on. I make it with cacao powder and coconut oil so that I know that the ingredients are legit and they don't have added sugar, they don't have anything like that. So that's been a huge process for me. But yeah, everything is soy free.
All right, last question. What can we as a community do to help you?
Oh gosh, definitely helping me get in contact with those retailers that you think would like to feature my products and would be suitable for me and the image that I'm going for. Just because, I mean, I've been told a number of times it's not what you know, it's who you know. And I know everyone in here probably knows a ton of people that I don't know. So maybe you have an outlet for me that you can connect me to. And as well as I would love to have a mentor in the financial area and the marketing area, just because I feel like a lot of that is something I don't have as much experience in. I'm good at the Instagram part, but I'm getting a little overwhelmed with the spreadsheets and all of that, so that would be awesome.
All right, well, big round of applause. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you all.
All right. I'll keep dabbing down here. You have an announcement, I believe?
Good morning again, Davin Gordon, All Cap. So I wanted to announce we're kicking off our Alt Cap Your Biz competition. So Alt Cap has an annual competition where any startup or small business under $250,000 in revenue has an opportunity to pitch their business. We select the top 10 videos. So these videos will basically answer 6 questions that we've identified. And we've got, all of our sponsors are the judges on this. And then the top 10 that we select will then do a live pitch here on this stage during Global Entrepreneurship Week. This $10,000 is a business grant. It's free money, no strings attached. If you do want to learn more information about this, please come see me. I've got our website and the guidelines with me, so thank you.
Yeah. Now we have one from Peter Long.
Thanks. Hi guys, I'm Peter Long. I'm the CEO of a company here in town, and I'm also a member of Entrepreneurial Exchange. We founded a number of years ago with Neil Patterson and a bunch of others, CEOs in town, and we run an event called Meet the Masters, which has run a number of years in a row. Obviously, Neil passed away this past year, and we're doing an event to honor him over at Sporting Kansas City. They're closing the stadium for us, and we're going to have a Meet the Masters event out there. It's going to be next Thursday, not this Thursday, but next Thursday. And some of the masters that you'd be able to meet if you come would be Bob Bernstein from Bernstein Rain Beauty Brands, Libby, Joe Bazzone, who's from Mr. Good Sense, but he also runs a company called Custom Foods that does industrial baking for people, has a very impressive facility if you want to take a tour. He's a good friend of mine, so he actually started his career, he started his career with Ray Kroc at McDonald's, and Mike Coughlin from Script Pro, keeps cutting out, that's weird. And Terry Dunn, Matt Watson, and Barnett Hellsberg. So if you come out, you'll be able to meet all those, hear their backstories and how they started their businesses and what they did. It's an open bar. Dinner is going to be served. You'll get a tour of the stadium and the locker rooms and everything else. So it's going to be a very impressive event. Angie, who's stand up there, we have flyers if you would like to take that, and you'll get a web address where you can buy tickets. And we've also arranged to have 2 free tickets to get there, and I hid a little slip under a chair, 2 chairs. So if you reach under your chair, right-hand side, you use your right hand and reach under, there's a little crossbar in the middle, and there should be a little slip of paper, and it says winner. Oh, there's one. Okay. Yay. And there's the other. All right. So if you find Angie and I, and just give us your card, we'll send you an email and we'll get you a ticket. It's all electronic. But anyway, we really hope to see you out there. Thanks. And we have flyers.
Awesome. Thank you. That was fun. That was like Oprah or Ellen or something. Mug Club. If you've been here 10 or more times, raise your hand, please. Put your hand down if you've received a mug. Anybody? Huh? There you go. If you could introduce yourself.
Oh. I'm Libby Ferguson's aunt. Kate Huddle with Casey Sourceline. Woo! Let us know community health.
Thank you. Thanks for being here. And now we'll see a little week update from our friends at Startland News.
Hey everyone, it's Startland News reporter Austin Barnes here. Let's take a look at this week's top stories. Looking to awaken your inner athlete? A new book could help. Buddha Was a Baller, written by former basketball coach and creator of the Mind Sport app, Ryan Stock, will be released in October. Stock's new project complements the app with recording sessions focused on using mindfulness and meditation to fight pressures that come with being an athlete, while tying in Buddhist teachings like the Four Noble Truths. Those truths become chapters on practicing intense focus, being present with emotions, and awakening the athlete within you. Revitalizing Truth, a conversation many in the area are having. Now it's producing results. Movement KC developer Daniel Edwards is hard at work finding ways to turn near condemned houses along Truth into second chance properties. Edwards grew up on the city's east side and says he doesn't want to watch the area turn its back on residents who've long called the neighborhood home in favor of trendy gentrified businesses and developments. The developer aims to create properties that are modern and affordable for East Side residents who he says are fed up with dilapidated conditions. Make use of your resources, build a bigger brand. Those are the words KC Cajun founder Israel England uses to describe his vision for a new venture. England is currently working on plans to add a food truck to his catering service. The KC Cajun owner says Kansas City is the right fit for his growing business. He's hopeful a food truck will help him connect with more customers, exposing them to Cajun traditions he values. And that's a look at what's making news this week, but as always, we have more for you at StartlandNews.com.
That's awesome. Let's give it a round of applause. Introduce our last presenter. It is Jeff Runyon with Run Cal Industries of Be Free Bags.
Good morning, Kansas City. My name is Jeff Runyon. I am the founder, president, CEO, and COO, and any other title you can think of Run Cal Industries LLC. Yes, I am running a one-man operation. However, I'm very grateful to have my wife, my beautiful wife, Abby, who's always willing to help me out when I need her. A quick background. I was born and raised in Kansas City, went to college in Utah, graduated with a degree in geography, got married, and then promptly moved with my wife to Burbank, California, where I was to pursue my dream of being an actor. Here's a still shot from the hit show Felicity that some of you may remember. This, of course, is the graduation episode. That's me right there. Now, the editors of this show probably didn't care too much about continuity because while here I am right behind Felicity's friend, about 2 seconds later, there I am right behind Felicity herself. Nice job. Here's another shot from the hugely popular show West Wing. That's me. It's hard to see dominating the foreground there, about to make an amazing camera cross. And just for reference, that guy way off in the background, oh, that's just Rob Lowe. Pay no attention. So we had some fun for a few years, and then we moved back to Kansas City, where I worked as a car salesman, a substitute teacher, and among other things, even a Kansas City police officer. By now, you are no doubt asking yourself, why is this guy telling me all these things? One reason, to illustrate the fact that I have absolutely no business background whatsoever. So, what am I doing here? Well, let me take you on my entrepreneurial journey. My wife and I have 5 amazing children that currently look like this. However, at various points in time, they all looked like this, which means that we had many, many years with either 1 or more children in diapers. Which brings me to the problem. When you throw away something in your house that doesn't smell good, the bad odor doesn't just magically go away. No, in fact, like a hurricane over warm water, it actually gains strength until it takes over the room, or if bad enough, even the entire house. The solution. Last year I was at my grandfather's 91st birthday party. There he is, looking good, Granddad. Anyway, I started thinking about those metallic helium balloons that seem to stay inflated forever. And I thought if they can hold in helium so well, which is one of the smallest elements, surely they could hold in odor molecules. So about a week later, I bought some balloons, took them home, and started cutting and pasting together some prototypes for testing. As our youngest child was still in diapers at the time, we had no shortage of testing material. So, lo and behold, it totally worked. So I found a manufacturer, set up my LLC, and about 6 months later, Be Free, the best odor trapping disposable bags, were born. Why Be Free? Because now you can literally be free from all offensive odors. With a small 8x10 size that comes in a package of 60, and a large 13x15 size that comes in a package of 30, Be Free bags are perfect for disposing of child diapers, adult diapers, pet waste, food waste, or any other foul-smelling items in any trash can, in any room, in any building or public space, without stink and without embarrassment. Now, what is the competition? First, diaper pail disposal systems. Remember, my wife and I have 5 children, so we have tried everything over the years to hide bad-smelling diapers. Apart from the fact that these systems can sometimes be overly complicated, take up floor space, and are expensive, the sad fact remains that they just don't work that well as they stand. And then when you go to empty one, forget about it. In contrast, Be Free bags are simple, unobtrusive, inexpensive, and they actually work. Second, scented diaper bags. All these succeed in doing is mixing a good smell with a bad smell until you finally end up hating the good smell as well. Be Free bags are not scented and let off no smell at all. Third, all other plastic bags. The most that some of these bags can hope for is to provide a liquid barrier, and although there are a couple of thicker bags that claim to trap odors, like a regular latex balloon filled with helium, the effects can only be temporary at best. Plastic bags are also more susceptible to rips and tears, and most of them have to be closed with, tied in a knot. Be Free bags have a far superior gas barrier, are more durable, and have a convenient zipper closure. The customer. Be Free bags can be marketed to home consumers, anyone who has a child in diapers, who has an adult in diapers, who has a pet, food waste, etc. They can be marketed to be placed in restrooms or mothers' lounges in public and private buildings. They can be marketed to airlines, to hotels, to anyone who operates a ride-sharing or taxi service. Because the uses of Be Free bags are almost endless, they really do have a universal application when it comes to potential customers. Next steps. Currently, Be Free bags are available exclusively on Amazon. The buy button on BeFreebags.com sends customers to Amazon to make their purchase. Up until now, I've just been relying on organic sale from simply having a product for sale on Amazon. However, going forward, I'd like to start focusing on consumer marketing and commercial sales. My goal is to have a package of Be Free bags on every changing table and in every kitchen drawer in America. I also want to see a Be Free bag in every seat back pocket on every airplane and on every vanity in every hotel room. Ambitious? Yes. But like they say, go big or go home. Be Free, the best odor trapping disposable bags. They're a simple product that might not change the world, but if you're experiencing the problem as defined earlier, I guarantee you that they will change your world. I'm Jeff Runyon with Runcal Industries and Be Free bags. Thank you very much.
Hey Jeff, did you bring any of these with you today?
I did. I have 3 samples for anybody who wants to try one out.
Because I've got some pet waste at home that smells really bad right now. So I think for me, the first thing that comes to mind is what's the science behind it? How does this work?
So, it's, like I said, like a Mylar balloon. I don't use Mylar, I use a generic type of Mylar, but there's the aluminum layer is really what keeps in the gas. So nothing gets through that aluminum layer.
But how is it trapping the gas, I guess, is my question.
It's non-porous. Aluminum just doesn't let gas through. That's why those helium, like I said, it's second on the periodic table. It's one of the smallest elements. It can't get through. Larger molecules can't get through either.
The other thing, I noticed you talked about all the different target markets that you have. You being a startup, I know there's not always a ton of capital for marketing. So how are you going to, like, who are you going to target specifically, and how do you plan to approach them?
So currently, like I said, we're just on Amazon targeting the home consumers. I would love to, like I said, start some commercial sales. I think they would be perfect for airlines. In the seat back pocket, they could double as a barf bag. They work great for them. In fact, my son got car sick the other day on a trip down Lake of the Ozarks, and luckily we had a run in there, and he did his business, and we left that in the car all day, a hot car all day long, came back, couldn't smell a thing. So they totally work. It would be great for that. But also on an airplane, you know, when people have to change baby diapers, that's a confined space that you don't want to have a bad smell. So I'd love to get someone with a connection that can get my foot in the door with an airline or a hotel chain, because they would also be great for hotel rooms.
So leaving it in a hot car, was that just a field test you wanted to do, or could you just not find a trash can?
I just wanted to keep testing. I'm always testing. But yeah, it always works.
So then is your target market specifically, like when you sell on Amazon, if you search for, you know, like a diaper bag or something, is that what you're targeting, or do you want to target like all the others like pet waste and et cetera, et cetera?
So on Amazon, you can really only pick one category to be in. I picked the baby category because that's our main focus is diapers. So that's where it's at on Amazon.
So then would you ever, I guess, do some rebranding and have these bags are for babies and these bags are for pets, etc.? Is that something you've considered?
No. And I don't mean to say that curtly, but we came up with this design on purpose because it doesn't lend itself to, you don't know what's in this bag just by looking at it. You don't think that there's something nasty in the bag. It looks clean, it looks happy, it looks fresh, right? And it's bee-free, you don't even know what that means. So, yeah, we don't want it to be embarrassing to people to carry around these bags, so we just keep it like this.
And when did you first start selling? When was, you know, like your first sale or first going to business? What year?
Yeah, so I got my first shipment in I think July or August of last year, and I applied to the Amazon Vendor Express program and got accepted to that and started selling really in October of last year. However, in May of this year, they actually ended the Vendor Express program for everybody, so I had to switch over to a Seller Central account. So I've got that switched over now, and I'm still going, so it's good.
If you do have questions, we'll have you line up over here on the side. The other question I had regarding the bag was, you'd mentioned different sizes. So are these resealable bags then?
Yeah,
if you get the bigger bag, you know, can you close it and then put another one in later?
Yeah, absolutely. They have a zipper closure that you can open and close. Sometimes you won't want to reopen it, but we do have a review on Amazon of
like if it's been in the hot car all day?
Depends on what's inside of it. But yeah, we have a review on Amazon on a lady that uses one of the bigger size. She says that she just, during the week, she'll put in, you know, stinky items along the way, and at the end of the week, she'll just put it out with the trash.
First question. This is a great idea. Anyway, do you have a patent on your product?
So it's not a patentable product. I talked with the patent lawyer. I'm not violating any patents, but I can't patent it myself. It's just a regular material, but this hasn't been marketed in this format to this particular audience yet. On Amazon, there are no other bags like this. So I'm focusing on branding and being first to market. So.
And then the other thing is, have you ever thought about getting into like where you put them in every Uber vehicle? Because I would be interested, because I'm an Uber driver.
Absolutely, yeah. I mentioned ride sharing. If you've ever been an Uber driver, or maybe you've used an Uber, especially on the weekends and nights, you know that you get some people who aren't as sober as they might have been during the week. And so you could definitely use these in your car if you're an Uber driver, yes.
Hi, so I think selling on Amazon is a really great way to scale your business without spreading yourself too thin. So how did you decide to sell exclusively on Amazon? Why not go to trade shows, or I don't know if you aren't, but why not sell them by hand?
Right, and that's been a topic of conversation as well. I wanted to start with Amazon just simply because it's easier. They do everything for you. So I do fulfillment by Amazon, so they ship it, package it, and take care of all of the payment and everything like that. Me not having a business background, I think it's better to start off with something simpler before I try to move into something very more complicated. Thank you.
I'm going to piggyback off that a little bit. You already mentioned that Amazon changed the seller program that you were with. Other than that, what have been some of your most difficult things selling on Amazon for those in the audience who might be considering it?
You just working out the numbers. When I was with Vendor Express program, Amazon paid for the shipping to get it to their warehouse. Now I have to pay it. Luckily, it's deeply discounted, so it's still going to work out. But that's definitely the big thing, is just getting the numbers right so you can still make a profit. In Amazon, everything is algorithms and computer controlled, so it's a little bit hard to always deal with computer, but you just have to work your way through it. Thank you for the question.
Good morning, I'm Sharon Simmons. I'm a professor at UMKC. My question for you is whether you've given considerations to whether or not your product is eco-friendly, and also if you have any concerns about that, whether you've considered using the material as an outer so that there's an inside liner that could be taken out.
So they're not biodegradable. The properties of the bag have to be such. If they're going to trap the odor, they have to be such as they are. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. Now, what was your question about a liner? I'm sorry, I missed what you meant by that.
In thinking about whether the product is eco-friendly, one option would be to use the material as an outer casing and have a liner inside the bag that could be reused, that could be thrown away.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the suggestion. That's definitely something to think about. One thing that we try to do is when you throw something away, we don't want to have to smell it again. If you had to open it up, you're going to get exposed to it again. So, but thank you for the suggestion.
Congratulations on finding something that seems to be a lot better than any other solution.
Thank you.
I have a comment about your patent. I know there's lots of patent experts in the audience. You might want to get a second opinion on that, because there might be a utility idea there that's patentable. But my question for you, when I did this on my phone, I haven't tried it on my laptop or desktop, but on the phone, immediately you get to the Amazon page and it shows below, this item was bought with other things. And the other things were competitors of yours, I believe.
Yeah.
So how do you distinguish yourself from the others, is my question.
So my bags are made of a completely different material, and they have a zipper closure. Those bags that you're seeing on there, they are plastic, and you have to tie them in a knot. We actually looked at those when we were building this, and a lot of the reviews on those said that they would like to have a zipper closure. That was something they would love to have. So I would just say that my bags actually work better and they're more convenient. But yeah, there's space for a lot of products out there.
I was wondering if you are advertising on Amazon.
No, and that's something I'll get to at the end. Like I said, I've just been relying on organic sales just from simply having it on there. I have not done anything yet, and that's kind of why I'm here. So.
Question: you heard anything about making your bags food-based products?
Are what?
Making your pet bags used for food-based products?
Can they be used for food-based products? I can't make that claim because that opens me up to all kinds of FDA stuff, Libby, right? So I can't make that claim. No.
Is Rob Lowe as charming in real life?
He actually is. He's very nice. And Martin Sheen is one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. So yeah.
Are you doing this full time now? Is that your goal? What sort of team will you need to reach your ultimate goal for this business?
That is definitely my goal to do it full time. I'm not doing it full time right now. Actually, I am actually driving an Uber right now as a side job. Well, this is my side job, but I'd love to have this be my full time job. And with marketing, I'd love to scale up on the consumer side, and then I'd love to get into commercial sales as well. Thank you very much.
With no other questions, we'll ask a final. What can we as a community do to help you?
What can
you were waiting. You were ready.
I was ready, yes. So I would like advice on any kind of low-cost, effective consumer marketing. I haven't done any really yet. And so if anybody's an Amazon expert or just knows a really effective, low-cost way to advertise, I'd love to hear about it. Also, freight forwarder recommendations. I've used one freight forwarder, but it never hurts to have others to compare with. Maybe someone's better or less expensive, I don't know. So if you have any good freight forwarder recommendations, I'd love to hear that. And if anybody has any connections with airlines or hotels or senior living centers, any kind of commercial sale type of possibility, I'd love to get a professional introduction and get my foot in the door. So I would appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Big round of applause. That actually wraps it up for this week. Thank you to our presenters. Thank you to our expert panel. One of the great things about being at PlexBot is that there's free co-working all day today. So across the way over in the annex, feel free to set up and co-work all day. Also, we have our caffeinators in the audience. If you're a caffeinator, could you please stand up? We've got several. They're ambassadors for our program. They can help answer any questions. We're usually a little wrapped up with running the show, so if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to one of them. And I think that's it. Please join us next week, and we will see you all there.